Welcome to another episode of Bringing the Ink to Life. I'm Jonathan Germany. As Christians who are supposed to be living in a way that exemplifies Christ, when others look at us, they shouldn't just see us, but they should see Christ. Peter writes in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21, "For to this you have been called. For Christ also suffered for you, leaving you an example, that you might follow in his steps." Every day we should be living in a way that does that. So how can we do that? What can we do that ensures that when others look at us, they will know that we are Christians? Well, Jesus puts it very plainly in John chapter 13. So let's open up our Bibles and bring these words to life and look at John chapter 13, 34 and 35. It says, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. You are also to love one another. By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." So there it is. If we have love for one another, that's how others will know we are Christ's disciples. If we have love as Christ had love. So we're going to look at three quick ways of how Christ had love. The first way is Christ had this, or he still has, unconditional love for his people. Even when we sin against him, he still loves us. Romans chapter 5 verse 8 puts it pretty plainly. "But God showed his love for us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." When others wrong us, we shouldn't hate them, we shouldn't ridicule them, but we should forgive them and show them love, just as Christ shows us love. We are sinners just like everyone else. We make mistakes, so why should we think we're any better? We need to work on showing love to even those who wrong us. And then not only that, but we need to make sure our love is genuine. Paul writes in Romans chapter 12, verse 9, "To let your love be genuine, to abhor what is evil." We shouldn't have to accept all types of evil, but we should still love one another. We should still love everyone, no matter where they have been, what they are doing, what they have done. We should still love them just as Christ loved them. Christ gave up his life for them so they could be forgiven and so that we could live with him. But also he did that so he could establish the church, so we could be unified. So that brings us to our last and final point, that we have to love each other enough to teach in love, to speak in love. In all ways of life, we should be doing that in love. Paul writes in Ephesians that we should be speaking the truth in love. And that implies some sort of teaching. Even though they may be doing things wrong, we still need to go to them in love. Love them enough to say, "Hey, I'm telling you about this because I love you. And I want you to enter in the kingdom of heaven. I want you to have forgiveness. I want you to be a child of God just like I am." Or if they already are a child of God and they're living in a life of sin, we need to rebuke them, but in a way that shows that we love them and that we're doing this because we have the love of Christ living in us. And hopefully if we can do these things, if we can exemplify Christ in the way that we show our love to each other and to others around us, then everyone will know we are Christians. And we can end up being so much more successful in spreading the gospel to those around us. I'm Jonathan Germany, and this is Bringing the Ink to Life.